Hello, we're going to cover the added players and the Wonder Kids in the YSL save, just for the interest of the patrons. But if you are big fans of Youth Squad Legends, you are absolutely welcome to join us. You might see some names that you've found in the YSL episodes and some absolute new ones that have not been featured yet. And for those patrons, I do apologise. I don't want to be flooding, say, the Premier League with all these names, or else it becomes less like a natural YSL and more like a manufactured thing. I do absolutely appreciate every single one of you, and I would love to give you all the same amount of screen time, but it's just not possible unless we manufactured it, and that would make Youth Squad Legends way less special. Some of the added players, so the ones with the random potentials to start off with, they've expired in contracts, and I've forced them into clubs that make sense. So Ronksy, for instance, Holt Ronksy. Let me get the controls here. Holt Ronksy, United States born striker. He's gone to Orlando. That's just a move that I've forced him to make. Some of the Wonder Kids still hadn't got off the free agents market, like Brian Lima. We've got him into Piemonte Calcio, and I've got a list of big teams playing in the Champions League this season. So any Wonder Kid, ones with the high potentials, any Wonder Kids who, well, the ones with a guaranteed high potential, let's put it that way. The ones who are not in like the big European clubs will get moved in the winter to one of these teams. I know I might have got a couple of messages the first time that I covered this, saying, "Oh, can I move my player to such and such a team?" We didn't get through it because the messaging system on Patreon was just broken at that point. I think they've changed it now, so I'm all ears. If you want me to move your player to one of these clubs, tell me and we'll make it happen. But also, I want to stress, I do want to make it feel natural, and the more players we just keep around, just going about the business without like forcibly moving them, the more I'd appreciate it. Essentially, I know that some people would like to see a bit of screen time with their players, and I'll just have to accept that. But also, content comes first. You know what I mean? Right. I think I've gone through that quite nicely. I'll give you the list, because if you really want your player to move to a certain club, we'll definitely try it. Real, Juve, Piemonte Calcio, Bayern, Inter, United, PSG, Dortmund, Milan, Barcelona, Lyon City, Ajax, Hertha Berlin, Atletico, Liverpool, and Roma. Yeah, Hertha Berlin are a big club in this right now because of all the money that's available to them. So, like last time, I think we did this last time. I've been working on this a lot today. Like last time, we're going to show the potential of the players, and also what clubs they're at, and what could be in store for them. Really, so Jan Venegoro of Hesselink Jr. is the first one. He's at Feyenoord at the moment. Potential of 81, so that must have gone up. Remember that the dynamic potential fix, the change in potential that I do to the players each pre-season, is affecting these guys. So your Wonder Kid might not be at your 90 potential. So I guarantee you, when I add the Wonder Kid, I give them a 90 to 94 potential. But, of course, this is always in play every single season. You'll see with Brian Lima, he's now just a potential of 83, but he's got there, so he's going to be a good player. And we probably will see him in the Champions League group stage because we have Piemonte Calcio. So that's a good thing. For For Jan Venegor of Hesselink Jr., I'm presuming that his potential was a bit lower and it's just been boosted up to 81. So he's only 22, so he might get a little bit of growth getting into the 70s. So he's gonna be a decent player for Feyenoord, to be honest, for a long time. We got Mitchell Ryan. He is 69 potential. Let's kick it up a gear now. Adelaide United centre back. So he's probably at his peak going to be like maybe a backup for Adelaide. Thomas Holt-Ronksy, definitely a reserve player there for Orlando City at the moment. I just set up a 3-year contract for him. He might be moving straight away, you never know. Zachary Brazia, definitely a reserve for Charlton Athletic, 62 potential. Wrong's got 64 potential. Mitchell, like I said, has got 69. Brian Lima, he's got an 83 potential right back. We'll see him, I'm sure of it, unless they've got a higher overall right back. But anyway, is it a good club? And the chance that we see him is much higher now. Atlas Axelsson, that was an 83 potential. Atlas Axelsson has got a 96 potential. Goalkeepers, I think, grow a little bit later. So there's definitely a chance that we see this person in the 90s if we go that far into the save. Currently at Atalanta. Atlas Axelsson at Atalanta. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Wow. Oh, that's funny in itself. So we'll do that. We'll also put the save file down in the description. I know a lot of people have been looking for that. Just been working on the save. More fixes, boots, shirt untucks, which I think the game has already sorted in one of the updates. Height fixes for centre backs, wing backs, weak foot fixes, the lot. The only things that I haven't, or I've kind of dropped off the ball recently are the name fixes for the younger, like Spanish, Portuguese, Brazilian players. Might cover them during the season. Just fix them gradually as the season progresses. So Snorri Sturluson, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolves have caught a couple of these free agents. Good on them. 6'8" Icelandic, 90 potential. We got Shane Tyler Cregan Fox, who's definitely a player that I would be moving to Europe. United States, 84 overall, 88 potential. Got to be moving. Got to be moving to one of these teams, definitely. Jan van der Man, another person that we probably should be moving to this list. This is a 96 potential centre-back, currently Coritiba. Sebastian Voller. I think that's France. Is that France? I don't know. His potential is 90. Potential is 90. Okay. By the way, if you don't see your added player or your wonder kid on this list, firstly, I do sincerely apologise. Tell me the name, and we'll get it covered in a follow-up video. Literally, I'll get it done tonight if needs be. Ryan Fletcher, potential of 96. Republic of Ireland, central attacking midfielder, currently at Fiorentina. I know, I like Fiorentina. Maybe because it's just like a purple kit. It's something different. Then we get to one that has had some screen time, probably the most screen time. This guy, whoever added this wonder kid, has basically won the lottery, hasn't he? Very much worth his inclusion. Stephen Murphy, Wolverhampton Wanderers. I do apologise if yours hasn't had that much screen time, but there you go. That's how it goes. That's how the cookie crumbles, as Bruce from Bruce Almighty once said. Kelechi Okonkwo. I've not even gone through Stephen Murphy's potential. 92 potential. Kelechi Okonkwo's got 93 potential. Currently at Stade Rennais at 22. Plenty of time there. I know, is he like Okonkwo's cousin or something? Azura Coffee? Whatever. Potential is 90 here on the Chelsea goalkeeper. Now, is he the first teamer? I don't think he's the first teamer for Chelsea, but it is a good place for him to be. 25 though, he's getting on. I don't know. Is he gonna eventually start for Chelsea? Maybe. Kerplunk is a 23-year-old Southampton. We did see him recently in Youth Squad Legends recording. I don't think it made the cut because it was literally a corner. That was it. But there is a chance there that we'll actually see Kerplunk play. That is a 95 potential as well. 23 though, how far is he going to get up that overall? Zorokov is a 90. I think I might have said that. Hip Hop is a 96. So, of course, the range is 90 to 94. Hip Hop has obviously surpassed that, doing really well on the dynamic potentials at the end of the season. And that's the limit. So, all the good players in the game, or on my save, have a 96 potential limit. So, he's the max. Playing for Newell's Old Boys at the moment, but we will be moving him. Then a few more shortlisted funny name players, and Godfried Floranis, who's a very good player, but incredibly expensive. Some of the new added wonder kids that we've sorted out that was missed off the first injection. Lucas Jorge, a Real Madrid winger. The lad who wanted this guy as a wonder kid didn't say a position, so I was just like, okay. I'll have a look at Portuguese free agents, see what's what. That is Portuguese free agent was a winger. I was like, no, we'll just use that as a template. So Lucas Jorge is at Real Madrid, overall 76 with a potential of 90. So you got the lower bracket, you got the lowest of the lowest at the moment, but you're all right. Plenty of growing there for Lucas Jorge. Bamba Kaba is finally in with a 93 potential, 20 years old. Might just juice him up a little bit because 72 might be a little bit low. We'll keep an eye on that. Pizda Boia. I do apologise if I'm pronouncing any of these names incorrectly. A Romanian striker playing for Chindia Targoviste. Might have got that, I never know. You never know. He's a 63 overall, 70 potential, 23. You're probably looking at about 66, 67 overall at the end there, which might actually be all right in the Romanian league. I don't know. Norman Henderson. Yes, what a lovely story behind this. We will be moving him to one of these bigger clubs. If the holder of this wonder kid wishes to put him into a specific club, fine, go ahead. I don't mind. That's cool. Taleb Ben Harouche. I swear he started his career at City, but he's now gone to Atletico Madrid. Very interesting change. 85 overall. Pretty sure that's the case. So one of the very few transfers. That's the one thing I have against FIFA. Maybe not above all else, but it's a big one. It's a big point that I have to make. The activity in the transfer window is just way too small. Big for the big clubs, but the smaller clubs kind of don't do anything, and I don't know. I think there needs to be way more activity. Shaming we see a lot as the Tottenham goalkeeper, his first choice. And he's got an 88 potential at the moment. Benarush has got 90 potential. Henderson's got 83, so he's maxed out, unfortunately. Unless next season, if we decide there is a next season, he goes up in potential. That'll be it. We got John Farrell. John Farrell plays for Fulham. I don't know if he's first team for Fulham. He might be. I can't recall seeing him, but then again, why would I take note of the first team Fulham goalkeeper, especially if he's got an inconspicuous name like that? Of course, I try and do my best to remember everybody's names on this, but of course it's a hell of a lot of names to remember. But if we play Fulham, if Fulham are in the Premier League, which it looks like with the numbering and that, I'll keep an eye out because surely he's first team. Surely. He's got a potential of 83. He's maxed out there. Marmaselli, 83, potential 91. Cool. Centre forward, we usually see him play. For a time after the Kane saga at Tottenham, he was first team, but now it just seems to have dropped onto the bench again. Maybe they're throwing another striker on. Maybe we're going for a false nine. I have no idea. But he's in and out of the team. Shaman is a stayer, I guess, in that team. Marmaselli on the bench. And then we go down here. Another one for Tottenham. My goodness. Tottenham collecting these. Shmuel Goldberg. Central attacking midfielder. Got 93 potential. 22. Plenty of time to grow. So we'll see more and more of that player, I think. Giuseppe Di Magnifico. It's nice to know that most of these players have got to a stage where they're at these big clubs, because I did expect it eventually. Of course, some of them do need help. But I hope, even if you haven't seen much of your players, the side of your wonder kids, the intrigue, has been worth it to follow their story or to just grasp where they are now. Especially if you've had a player that's transferred. That's pretty wicked. Giuseppe Di Magnifico, 94 potential. 85, Borussia Dortmund could be their best player, no joke. If Haaland's moved in that. Adama Kwarassi is at Liverpool. Wow. I think Alisson's still the first team goalkeeper, but Alisson can't be young now. This guy's only 23. 85 potential and he's 85 overall. That's a nice little signing. Don't think he was at Liverpool. I don't think he was at Liverpool last time we checked this. There you go. Lucien Fox is playing for Arsenal. Nice. He's got an 83 potential. And he's 83 overall. Interesting to note, like, some of these have just stopped at 83 potential. So weird. Luxembourg, winger. Might have seen him play for Arsenal, you know. I might remember that surname playing for Arsenal. We played Arsenal recently, haven't we? James May. He's a 95 potential, but of course, like, his acceleration and sprint speed is garbage. So we forced him to move to Lyon. I don't know. I just feel James May would like Lyon. Don't ask me why. But you know what? I don't think anyone was approaching this guy just because of his sprint speed. But now Lyon have to pay his wages, so they might develop him. Skippy Bibb. Oh, what are we going? James May is a 95 potential, by the way. I might have said that. Skippy Bibb is playing for Sporting Kansas City. I think this is the same team that they were playing for beforehand. A 24-year-old, 60. So, MLS standards, this is probably a reserve player, but gets a couple of games through the season. Christopher Palvidarsson, 67 potential on this 24-year-old playing for Horsens at the moment. There you go. And Richard Hammond playing for Crew Alexandra. Oh, he's now got an 81 potential. My goodness, that's shot up. But 23, at 23 years old, I don't think we'll see him in the Premier League, but we might see him move eventually from Crew Alexandra. I swear he didn't have an 81 potential. So the dynamic potential has done some favours there. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Cameron Smith, 80 potential. So these, I mean, Hammond would be a Significant player for Crewe Alexandra right now. Pretty sure we played against him at one stage. And that was like years back. So he'll be first team, surely. Cameron Smith might be knocking on the door of first team for Middlesbrough. 23-year-old. Centre-backs grow a little bit later. Not as late as goalkeepers, but a little bit later. He might also make it quite far. Maybe a transfer in for him. Karoka. This is a really poor player. 54 overall at Shanghai, Greenland. But potential of 66, 23. He might get a little bit better. He might be the lowest overall of the lot, which is interesting in itself. Disappointing, yes. A little bit disappointing, but also very interesting. Charlie, how you doing? Charlie Taff. 60 potential on the 58 overall Canadian striker. Still playing out in Romania. Chris Fleming. Oh, this potential has dropped all the way to 50, so we'll not see much more growth on this guy unless like there's a huge turnaround in the dynamic potentials. But he's at 24 at the moment. Lincoln City. He's a reserve player at Lincoln City. Fleming, I do apologise whoever put that in, but there you go. It's a roll of a dice. Rubio Milicio. He got 61 potential on the 60 overall central midfielder, playing for Shrewsbury. Yeah, not too bad. Might get a couple of games for Shrewsbury now and again. Cup games. Keelan O'Hare. Potential at 89. I don't think this guy was a wonder kid. Can't have been. Because if he was a wonder kid, it would have been higher than 72 at 22, for sure. And make sure that they're a little bit higher than that. So he's won the lottery. If someone's beeping outside, if O'Hare can start rapidly growing, he's 22. There is a slight chance if he can rapidly grow at Aston Villa, you might see him play for Aston Villa. Villa look like they're in the Premier League. The font numbers are there. Biggs and Duntai playing for Motherwell with a 73 potential. Has 89 potential. I think I said that. Yeah, interesting. Definitely first team. Surely he'd be first team for Motherwell. Scottish. I mean, say what you want about Scottish football. EA Sports does not rate Scottish football whatsoever. I think Motherwell would take him 65 overall as the first teamer. Tyrone Starblanket, 57 overall. That's a long one. And a 57 potential. Out in the back arse of nowhere. I don't know where Cusco Football Club are. If I have a guess, South America? That's where he's playing. Probably a reserve. Oh my goodness. Now this guy has to be. Surely he has to be a wonder kid. Elias Melander. I think I might be able to find that out. That's the wrong place. 2 seconds, guys. Post published. Ba-ba-ba. Elias Melander. No. My goodness. Is this just a customized tier? I'm just trying to find this guy. Yeah, Elias. Wow. So Elias with his $2 pledge has actually gone absolute corker here. Elias Melander has gone to an 80 overall. Wow. So, yeah, that's what you can get if you can't afford like the Wonder Kid tier. You still could potentially get a really sick player. He's a really decent player. We might even push him into a European team. That's really well done, Elias Melander. 89 potential. He's got way more to go. Cracking. What a story that is. That's a Lee Lewis, 71 potential, playing for Dundee United. And we got Greg Lawson, 57 potential. So he's actually dipped a little bit. Nkurping. Maybe he plays a little bit for that. Ronnie Kalulu, 62 overall, but the potential looks pretty high at 77. Might be a late bloomer there. Jack Hetherington, Brisbane Roar, Brisbane. You okay? Brisbane Roar, 77 potential. 24 overall though. 24 years old. Not overall. 24 years old might be a little bit too late for him. Jack Mace, 71 potential. Still playing for Lincoln, I think. He's been there all his career. 61 overall. He might be making a few appearances now. I'll tell you what. Jack might have a Football League player there. Wittiness Chavango Jr. will be struggling to get into that Doncaster Rovers setup. 58 potential as well. You know, he's definitely not living up to the Wittiness Chavango Jr. name. And then we have Renzo Arizmendi. 73 potential. Potential. I keep on. You know what? There's something very, very peculiar with my brain. I look at that, and as I'm saying it, I'll read, say, Renzo, so I end up going potential. Just fusing the two words together. He's got a 63 overall, 73 potential. Playing for Universidad Católica del Ecuador. Nima Wangchuk, Bhutanese, 53 overall. That's low. Potential of 46. That's poor. Shimizu Espulse. Korean? Espulse sounds Korean. Brighton Wilcox plays for Club Universidad Nacional. A 73 potential there. Very much on course, I would say, to hit that 73 potential. He might be a decent player for that team. Ignas Zemetra, playing for Slask Rocklaw. Is that Warsaw in English? 64 potential there for the central attacking midfielder. Kyle Webb, striker for Nagoya Grampus. The 74 potential. So I think he's just jumped up a little bit. You'll know more than me. You might have more of an idea of where them potentials were at the last time I recorded this. And Jeremy Clarkson, overall of 76, playing for Vitorul Constanța. That's different. I think he played for Wolfsburg. He's moved to Romania. His potential's 82. Definitely could hit that, Jeremy Clarkson. I still love the fact that 3 people added the Top Gear lads. The old Top Gear lads. That's ridiculous. David Roundtree, 75 potential on that. Injury prone. Someone put injury prone on that player? Or was that... No, that'll have just been a random guy with just a trait being injury prone. That's sad. That's sad. 75 potential, though. Probably should grow a little bit more than 59. Fingers crossed. Lee Jewell plays for Herenveen now. He's got an 87 potential. I'm pretty sure this guy is not a wonder kid. So Herenveen might have a little gem there. They got Michael Mike, Millwall. 79 potential, but he is 24. Don't think there'll that be that much growth, but Mike Millwall is nearly as good as Atlas Axelsson at Atalanta. Radovan Blaha, guy that we had to move, like forcibly move out of that free agent, so he has definitely moved clubs, unless for some strange reason we've got him at the exact club that he once was at. But he's playing for Cortenia, something like that. Teaspoon is at Nottingham Forest. Hang on, let me get you some information. Mike 79 potential. Bla's 51 potential, so he's not going to grow at all. 25 years old as well. He's reached his peak. Is he going to play? I don't know. I don't know anything about the club that he's just joined. Teaspooner has a 60 potential, so 64 is probably his max. He'll get cup runs out for Teaspooner. Go on, Teaspooner. Michael Grasso moved him to the Newcastle Jets. 25-year-old, 59 overall, 57 potential goalkeeper. Right at the bottom there, Peter Godley Mame Ass. Might get a little bit of a run out for Doncaster Rovers. He's got a 70 potential. He's grown. That's it. That's a lot. A lot of names. Big list. Just a huge amount of work. And I know on the face of it, sometimes it might seem like we're not doing a lot of work, but trust me, there is a lot of work done, especially during the pre-seasons. Right then. If, of course, your player has not been involved in this, for some reason the shortlist is not showing up all the names, message me on Patreon and I can get it sorted for you. Sound. Thank you ever so much, guys. See you in a bit. Cheers. As always, much appreciated everybody who's supporting me on Patreon. Much love. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.